Supposedly, old boy was listening to Biggie Smalls before the cops came in and gave him his perp walk. I said, "Damn, this Negro, he is trying to summon any type of energy he can right now." Said Kim got him by the balls, spiritual and literal. She gave Cassie everything. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk to you about some shit. Okay, so it definitely is Drake against everybody. As I've been saying for years, even though he's the greatest rapper, a lot of times like the guy who's been gifted by God for to have the spotlight for the time being, or to be the quote unquote undeniable GOAT for the time being. Like one thing I could say about Eminem when he was the best rapper or whatever, when he was labeled as the best rapper, he took it in stride. He didn't change up, same old Kim, hate Kim type shit or whatever like that. But it's like it's very interesting like to see like a guy like Michael Jordan be reserved as the greatest basketball player of all time, right? But off the court, he's horrible. He's a horrible executive. He's a horrible GM. He's a horrible businessman. His mother is a great businesswoman. She's the one. She's the reason why he still is connected to Jordan, the Jordan brand and the Nike situation. So that's really her. That's not his acumen. Um, but Drake kind of starts smelling his own shit. Like start doing riotous things. Like he that didn't. It's a lot of vagina in this world, and you're the cream of the fucking crop. You are the best entertainer in the world. You make the most money of any hip hop artist. You have more fucking Billboard bops than the Beatles and Michael Jackson and Elvis and James Brown. You're that guy, bro. Like for Drake to act as if he's still the young kid from Degrassi is just weird to me. And I've always clarified my stance on Drake. Great pen, but he's the type of guy who tries to be all things to all people. I honestly feel like he was so great and he was so magnificent from a hip hop standpoint that he got bored and insecure to himself. He was so like Drake is that guy. Like he'll look himself in the mirror and you know he'll he'll blow on the mirror just to see if his face changes. Like you're not upset anymore. Like shit like that. It's weird, but it's always had that slimy kind of vibe. Like you saw a little bit of it when Lil Wayne got out the way for that year, and Drake was now the guy. You saw some of the shit he does. Like you show up to Amari Bailey and Bronny James Jr.'s basketball game, high school. This is when they was in high school. In accordance to your affiliation with LeBron James, you pop out. But then you can't just pop in, pop out. You pop in, now you gotta talk to a nigga moms. Now you gotta buy a young nigga a chain. You get him on your side and your good graces. Now the mom is falling in love with you for a little bit. Then next thing you know, you taking her to Dodger Stadium for a date. Then that was it. You ain't hear nothing from it. It's like I said, like he's just this extraordinary. Like he has this extraordinary need to satisfy other people truly by satisfying himself. So it's like, why are you taking your best, greatest, Mr. Lover, Lover? She called me Mr. Romantic. Like, why are you taking your greatest tricks and using them on just random women, bro? Like, to me, that's like, bro, you could have gave that to one of the homies, like, who's trying to marry a woman. You could have gave him that opportunity. Like, you can do this at any time. We know, we get it, but you're really doing it to flex on Kanye. This is what you did for Kim Kardashian, nigga. This is what I did for my random chick, for a side chick, for some chick I just met at a high school basketball game in your area, Sierra Canyon, Calabasas High School, all of that. So it's weird. But anyway, Drake, in his sliminess, decided to send Christina Mackey 3 tickets to his OVO concert, March 24th. Right? So soon as Rick Ross broke up with the chick, Drake slips in her DMs or whatever, gets connected, and then sends her the whole tickets. That's what we call the whole tickets. You know? Any chick could get those as long as it's given from an OVO member. So she had 3 tickets. She was, it wasn't even like front row type shit. It was somewhere in the middle, if not the bleachers, the sticks. And she was over posting how, so it got to a point where somebody asked, like, Drake must have sent you them tickets. If you just was in a relationship with this dude who's cool. These two dudes are cool. They made hits together. Now all of a sudden you like over posting Drake. What's going on? So then of course she couldn't hold it. Most modern women can't hold it in. She had to post the exclusivity piece of it. That Drake people directly gave it to her. She cut off J. Cole's, the bands they give you. She cut off J. Cole's name, put so it could just say Drake. And then she writes on the caption of her story, for our scrapbook. And I'm just like, who's our? Right? So, 2 and 2 together, Drake's already done, he has a thing for leftovers. So him and Rick Ross, they not cool no more off of that whack shit. It's always a chick. Then Drake, to troll Rick Ross, he put up a photo of himself and Lil Wayne on tour using one of Lil Wayne's lyrics that kind of was talking about, like, some new chick that came into his life, talking about the old nigga in her life, and he pretty much, sunned it down. But it was a Lil Wayne lyric. And then turn the Carter back up. It was one of those kind of vibes. Like, she talking, she asking questions she don't need to. Yeah, we just sitting back and tell her to turn the music back up, turn our music back up. So that was his trial to Rick Ross. Then the other guy, Navi, he has a song Turks. Drake was supposed to be on Nav's album. Drake, again, because he's the greatest of all time, and he has a slimy way about him as the top dog, he sends Nav a verse back late. Nav has a deadline. I have a deadline to get my album out. You sent your verse back late. So Nav, he wasn't feeling the lateness, the punctuality, plus the verse wasn't that hot. It wasn't that hard. So Nav didn't put it on the album. Same thing that Metro Boomin did. He didn't put Drake on a song or whatever like that, and Drake got mad. So Drake goes to the internet and trawls Nav. That song where he says, like, I'm in Turk, baby, some shit like that. One of the little hooks from Nav's songs. Drake uses that as a caption for one of his posts. So Nav unfollows Drake. So that's that. Future and Drake, they've had issues in the past before, right? But like I was telling you, the main part was how it was two things. You didn't do the sequel of What a Time to Be Alive. You didn't run that bag up. There's definitely a fan base waiting. I'm even one of them. What a Time to Be Alive was hard as fuck when I was in Texas. But also as a chick. And they've both referenced her in songs, recent songs. A girl named Princess Diana or whatever. Yeah, Future had her first. He referenced her in a song on the Metro Boomin album. Drake had her. He referenced her on his latest album or whatever.